Welcome to Vision Builders. I'm having a conversation tonight. This is outside of the scope of what I usually do, but every now and then I go out the scope. So I want to talk about Sean Diddy Combs. And I want to talk about this because so much conversation has come up about it. And people talk to me and they come a lot of times from this emotional perspective. They don't understand the legal aspects of it. Now, I've been around the legal system a lot. No, I don't have a criminal record. My point is, I've been around people in it and I'm very into law. I like law a lot. But outside of that, I come from the music industry and I'm not like a novice or don't know this. I worked in the industry and knew Sean when he was starting out in the game as a young, innocent person. And I want to comment on this because, I see people doing these commentaries now and he's doing these videos. His father was a criminal and he wanted to be a criminal just like his dad. All of that's bullcrap. That's not true. He really wanted to be successful in the game that he loved, which was music. Well, a couple of things I want to say before we go forward with this, and that's this. I'm going to say alleged, not because I'm trying to take a side or say he's innocent. I'm saying alleged because in this time, in this world, in this age of jurisprudence in the United States of America, a man is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. So I'm going to leave it that way, right? Okay, so alleged crimes, right? But these alleged crimes are big. So when the raid happened, people said to me, well, it got quiet. They're not talking about it. It's been quiet for months and months. I guess they forgot it. And I was like, no. This is the feds. This is Homeland Security. It's not a small thing. When they raid you as police at a state level, right? They arrest you based on suspicion of a crime, and then they build their case as the trial goes on. You'll watch it on these TV court shows, right? That's not how the feds throw down. The feds get all the information they can. They may go for a year, 2, 3 years and not even touch you. When they bring you in, they bringing you in because they have their case already built. They're not building anything. That's number one. And that's why they have, from what I understand, a 97, 98% conviction rating, because that's how they do it. So when these people came to the house, I need you to keep to Diddy's house. I need you to keep this in mind. They came with armored cars and vehicles and they raided several locations at one time. That's a big money operation right there. That's an expense. That's a takedown. That's something that they planned out strategically in some boardroom around a military chessboard and the screen up there and digital pipe moving around like what's that movie with Tom Cruise? And they just he's moving the stuff around. They planned this out, right? Now, with all of this being said, the video of Cassie came out then after that, right? After this raid. People said, where did that video come from? I believe from the raid, and I believe it was leaked intentionally. Here's why I'm saying all of this. What's getting to me is, did Rico just come into play? Is what Sean Combs been doing since, what they saying, 2008? Did it just become illegal? Obviously not. And obviously it's been allowed. This is the conspiracy theorist in me. So who did he piss off that now they decide to go get him? Or who did he collect evidence on that they decide to take him down? Not saying what he did is not wrong. Not saying what he did is right at all. It's evil, pure evil. But my point is, it's been going on and going on. Now, when I met Sean Combs, Puffy, he was a dancer. He was on Father MC's video. Yeah, I've been around a while. And he was really just loved the industry and wanted to get in the industry and be a star and be out there, be around the stars. He got in the industry, very intelligent, very hardworking, very shrewd, very smart young man. He made moves. Here's my point. Throughout his tenure, people are training him. He's being taught that this is how things are done. You think that these stuff, Weinstein, Epstein, and any other Steen you want to mention, R. Kelly, this is a behavior that's consistent with the music industry. It went on in the military when women came in. The men of power get this narcissistic tendency to believe that they are in power so they can do what they want. And up until Me Too and these kind of things start to really bring things to surface, all these charges against Bill Cosby went back decades, back to 50s and 60s. And, you know, that's a whole different conversation. But I kept saying, okay, who did he tick off? Because back then in the 50s and 60s, you couldn't cross the street with a white woman, never mind one, and get away with it. So it comes down to whose toes did you step on, or did you become useless to somebody? That's my take on it. But nevertheless, these are the charges against him, and this is the crime that's facing him now. So now he's looking at serious jail time. I don't think he's going to see the street again. And my concern is, based on all these tapes and all these things that they say they have, I hope they don't try to Jeffrey Epstein him. Because if he's got enough information and they get a feeling that he might snitch, this is possible. So I'm praying for him for that, right? Just for that alone. The fact that they said no to $50 million of bail, that's a lot of money to put into the system. And they offered his passports and everything, and they said, no, we want to keep you in. Praying for you, brother, because this looks real bad. Now, let's talk about the depth of what Rico is and what the crime against him is. Because this is the thing that's important and people need to understand. This is not, okay, he beat up Cassie and people are irate about that and beat her up over and over and beat up Kim Porter and probably unalived her and all of these kind of things. But those are not the charges they brought against him. They brought a charge against him that's a conspiracy charge. And if you know anything about conspiracy, you have to prove yourself innocent more so than they have to prove you guilty. You understand? It gets very real when it becomes Rico, when it becomes anything that has a conspiracy to it. So let me break this down. He was charged for sex trafficking and transportation to engage in prostitution. They didn't mention underage, and all that stuff will probably come out. But my point is, they didn't say statutory. They didn't say any of that. They went straight for a criminal organization, because that's what Rico is. It's a crime organization. They're treating him like he's Gambino. They're treating him like he's Al Capone. They're treating him like you have a criminal organization that stretches across states. And we're coming against you to bring down this organization. They didn't bring up all the other charges that you would think. Domestic violence is not named because they're going to use that to say, no, he used violence to intimidate witnesses. This is Rico. This is a crime organization. They're not looking at him for the particular things that you heard about and know about and pissed off about. They don't care about how many bottles of oil, baby oil was 1,000 bottles of baby. My God. Okay, they're not looking into the oil. They're not looking into how many beatings he put on who. They're trying to bring him down as a literal crime boss. That's what they're doing. And that's a serious case when it becomes that, because it's federal now. It's not state. They're saying they have, as of 22 hours ago, 50 victims and witnesses. Let me tell you, the victims, we know who they are. The witnesses are people that they found on those tapes. Some of them probably celebrities that are right now shaking in their boots because they were part of this. And all the people that were involved in him doing this, because you don't run a crime organization by yourself. That's why it's called Rico. This is when you see the people on the news all coming out with their hoods over their head and chains, and they're bringing them out in a group, right? That's what happens in the crime organization. So they're talking about bringing down an organization. And they said, this is an ongoing investigation to bring down an organization. They said that. So there's more people involved. More people going to be coming up soon. And what a lot of those people are doing out of these 50 is a lot of witnesses. I just want to tell you that. That's a lot of witnesses. These people are turning. These people are saying, I'm going to say what I need to say to get myself out from under this. Now, the higher ups that allowed him to do it and that taught him to do it or showed him that this is the way it's done and looked the other way when he did it, because they did. You didn't do this from 2008 to now and nobody knew you were doing it.